Everyone, welcome to the Progressive Action TV show. I am your host, Tramel Thompson, founder of Progressive Action, the number one labor and community show in New York City. Now, as you can see in the title of this show, we have some very, very, very important things to talk about today. Uh, I'm not in a good mood regarding this news. You know, when these assaults is crazy. And there's a lot of just untruthfulness that's going on between our administration, the politicians, and they just doing whatever they feel like they could tell us whatever they want to tell us because nobody is there to hold them accountable. So we're going to talk about some things today. We're going to talk about hazard pay, what happened with that. We're going to talk about these egregious assaults, why we're not being protected. We're going to talk about our contract and how that was a lie. This will probably be one of my most important shows in a very long time. I feel like all my shows is important, but this is going to give you guys a lot of insight into our contract, into these bills that these politicians put forth with the lies of hazard pay and how this company and our union, Local 100, fail to protect the workforce. So what I'm going to ask for you guys to do before I jump into this is that I need you guys to share out the show so as many people could see it as possible because, like I said, this is going to be a lot of information. A lot of information is going to be in the show. And I'm going to take actually a couple of minutes to share this out myself. I definitely need you guys to be more involved and engaged in sharing out these shows. Share it out myself. How you guys doing though? If you guys have any questions, you could. I'm gonna be paying attention to the chat a little bit more than usual today. But definitely, this is going to be a very, 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 very important show. So, what I want to start off with is the this new bill that was about to be signed by President Biden, the infrastructure bill, and how the union is trying to act like that this is a win for transit workers. So, what I'm gonna start off with is this video right here.
For it. Another thing we're going to fight for is the Heroes Fund. You folks were online. You lost so many people, and I mourn for all the working people who were lost. I know some of them, and at least people should have gotten hazard pay. Now, hazard pay, the Republicans blocked it. We put it in the Heroes bill, the Democratic bill. The Republicans wouldn't do it. It's not in this new Biden plan, but we're going to continue for fighting for it in the next big transportation bill. And we'll need your alliance all the way. We get the money for transit first and foremost so they don't shut down anything. But priority number 2 is hazard pay. You folks who put yourself on the line, exposed yourself, deserve that.
We heard the lies just now from Mr. Schumer himself. This is when the Heroes bill was being passed. First, they said that transit needed to get the money before they give us hazard pay. Transit got the money with the last bill. With the infrastructure bill, they got every dime that they asked for from the federal government. And I want to show you guys what the union put and why they considered this a win, even though we just heard Senator Schumer lie and say in the next big transportation bill, we would get hazard pay. Well, the next big transportation bill is here. And guess what? We did not get hazard pay. So let's look into what the union or how they are trying to spin this as a victory. So the union put out some information saying infrastructure bill includes worker assault protections. Now, I'm not going to read all of this because it's BS, right? And I know y'all probably going to say, well, Tramel, why would a bill that includes worker assault protections be BS? Because it is. And that's why I do these shows, to explain to you guys why it's BS, why they trying to put the wool over our eyes, and it's a smoke screen and mirrors and technology and all that other stuff. So basically, what they got out of this bill is for the MTA to set up committees to talk about our safety. And if these certain points aren't reached, then they wouldn't get money from the government. Now, this is such BS. And it say 0.75% of the money must be spent on workers' protections, right? Now, what I'm going to say is, or what the article says is, this is a major victory for organized labor and for transit workers. International President John Samuelson said, "We push hard on this issue and our efforts have borne fruit. There is now a proper focus on mitigating the relentless scourge of worker assaults and abuse. Agencies will get additional funds for this and will have to listen to the workers when developing their plans. It's a huge step forward." First and foremost, this administration do not let management listen to the workers. Why? Because this administration think they know more than we know. Meanwhile, they haven't been at their tools for more than a decade. Tony Utano haven't worked as a transit worker since the 80s. And this is the person who we have representing us. He don't know what it's like to be a transit worker because he hasn't been a transit worker himself in over 30 years, right? So, Tremel, why is this such BS? This is why this is BS. With that last bill, they talking about setting up committees regarding our safety. Now, this is why I say it's very important for us to pay attention to what's in our contract. Because for those who don't know, is that there are plenty of safety committees regarding worker safety that's supposed to be had on the property, and it's not happening. If you notice, ever since I've been on this job, or I'm quite sure ever since you've been on this job, the amount of assaults have never decreased. They have always increased, and they have become more and more and more egregious. So as you can see right here in section 1.9, safety committee, this explains how the safety committee is supposed to work. So I'm going to show you guys how many safety committees it is. You have a local safety committee. On the next page, you have a departmental safety committee. Then you have a senior labor management safety committee. Then you have a presidential review. Then you have emergency safety issues committee. Then you have a TWU safety committee. We talking about over 5 committees regarding our safety, and they still can't get it right. So you mean to tell me that this infrastructure bill that's talking about our safety is supposed to make us feel or provide more safety for us? No, it will not. No, it will not. I just read to you guys 5 safety committees that's in our contract. And for people who don't know, our contract is more powerful than bills because things in our contract could supersede law if it's agreed upon between the two parties. So I don't want to hear about no worker assault bill in our in the infrastructure bill is going to supersede what's actually happening in our contract. It's a lie. It's technology. It's smoke screen and mirrors. And this is the weakest union administration that this union has ever seen in their life. And I dare any one of them to try to debate me on this. You have over 5 safety committees inside our contract. And how come assaults keep going up? Oh, I know why. Because you guys are working with management to maintain employee availability. Why? Because you guys have a deal with management regarding employee availability in our contract. Just in case if you're a member who don't know, the union get money to get members to come to work no matter what type of conditions we may be working under. We have seen the pandemic. The union never said, hey, we need to stop unsafe work. You guys don't need to not report to work. Know what they did? Hey, come to work. Work without mask. While they worked at home with their computers and their cell phones, and was no shows on the property. So that's why this infrastructure bill is BS. And The union is trying to sell that because they want us to forget about hazard pay. They want us to forget about hazard pay. Where is our hazard pay? Where is our hazard pay? It's all BS. It's all BS. And check it out. MTA to get most of $14 billion COVID relief package for tri-state transit agencies. So they got the money, right? So next contract, we shouldn't have to hear, well, we face the pandemic and service is low. No, the MTA got the money as if service is between 5 to 8 million a day. They got the money. So next contract, we don't want to hear, we crying broke and all this other stuff. No. And we still want our hazard pay, but we must ask our union leadership, this administration, what happened to hazard pay? They sit there and they be buddy with all these politicians, and these politicians really don't care about transit workers. Actions speak louder than words. I don't care if they go up there and say, hey, we love transit workers, and my daddy was a transit worker, and my son was I don't care about that, because you guys' actions is saying something different. It's saying something different. And like I said, they got $14 billion from the COVID relief. Now, another lie that's going on, and this happens every contract, and I just got to point this out to you guys, because the ballots is about to come out, and we're not going to get anything if we keep voting in the same administration. So this is something that I want to point out regarding the consumer price index. That's the CPI. And what that determines inflation, right? How much our food going up, our energy, and things of that nature, right? So what the union like to do is say this. Last contract, for an example. 2019, we got to raise a 2%. 2020, we got to raise a 2.25%. 2021, we got to raise a 2.5%. 2022, we will be getting a raise a 2.75%, right? 2.75%. Now, what the union like to say is, and I'm gonna read this to you guys, and this is all last contract. Our members deserve this raise. Our contract has kept us well ahead of inflation, and it has provided strong financial security for our members during the pandemic. And I believe will continue to do so for the next 2 years, say Utano. Look at these key words. Kept us well ahead of inflation. That is a lie. I'm going to show you guys the inflation chart. As you can see on the screen. Now, I don't know if you can read what's on there, but it says over the year, the CPI and the -U is for urban, advanced 4.3%. Now, let's just use that percentage right there, 4.3%. Let's go back to our contract. Remember, 4.3%, right? Now, let's go back to our contract. Do you guys see for any one year, 4.3%? I see 2%. I see 2.25%. I see 2.5%. I see 2.75%. I don't see 4.3%. So when the union come out and say, our contract has kept us well ahead of inflation, that is a lie. That is a lie. In fact, we are so far behind, we may never catch up if we keep electing derelict leadership when it comes to handling our union affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the point of no return. We are at the point of no return. We cannot continue to sit back and allow them to treat us like this. This is affecting our livelihoods. This is affecting our quality of life. This is affecting our families. They sit there and they lie year in, year out, day in, day out, contract in, contract out. We will not see change until we get them out. And you guys already know the definition of insanity. That's doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. We continue to elect these guys in, and for some strange reason, you guys think that we're going to get a different result. It never happens that way. In fact, we keep losing. Everything that the people who came before us fought for is now being lost because of this union administration. It's being lost because of this union administration. We keep voting in derelict leadership. Derelict leadership. We keep voting in. We keep voting in. And I don't get it. All the information is there for us to see. All the information is there for us to see. We just got to inquire, look into the contracts, look into the memorandums of understandings, do some research. Everything is on the internet. There shouldn't be not one reason where members do not know what's going on, because you could Google search everything. If you don't know what's going on, it's either you don't care or you too lazy to try to read and find out the information for yourself. I make things easy. I created a page. I created a platform to make you guys get this information as easy and simple as possible. As easy and simple as possible. I try to make it so you guys can get the information. Now, this is another thing that exposes how weak our union leadership is. So there was a Daily News article that came out on November 6, 2021, and the title is, "Why is the MTA hostile to outside research?" Now, we already know why they don't want outsiders to come in, because they really don't want to expose how they really treat their employees, the conditions that we work under. It will expose a lot. And what they try to do is ignore that. They try to ignore the conditions that we work in and stifle them and muffle it. They don't want that information to come out there. Now, what I found interesting in this article was this. At the dawn of the pandemic, the MTA appears unique among major U.S. transportation agencies to have forbidden its employees from wearing masks on duty. When the MTA's workers began to lose their lives to the virus in shocking numbers, the agency pointed fingers everywhere but at its own failure to cultivate health and safety expertise tailored to its unique environments and for its own employees. Now, with this agency, what this article doesn't explicitly call out is Local 100, right? If the MTA is getting away with this, it's actually an indictment on how weak our union leadership is. It's actually an indictment on how weak our union leadership is. You would think that we wouldn't have no union representation the way we get treated on this property. The media finally told the truth that the MTA said that we couldn't have masks. And guess who started that narrative? It was Progressive Action. It was my team who started that narrative and got that narrative out to the media, the public, and everyone else who would listen, that the MTA would not give us masks during this pandemic. But this Local 100 administration allowed it. They allowed it. And like I said, you would think that we don't have no union representation on this property. You would really think that we don't have no union representation on this property. That is so crazy. The article also said, and here we come to the MTA's fraught relationship with its own vast subway workforce. Those employees spend their full professional lives facing an environment the MTA does not really let anyone investigate. Transit workers have major safety concerns, but they say that management is not too interested in listening. That is, until an overlooked safety issue becomes irrefutably tied to an employee's fatality. Now, once again, this is an indictment on how weak our union leadership is. Our union leadership is not making sure that the MTA hear our concerns. So why are they here? Why are we allowing them to get away with this treachery? It makes absolutely no sense. It also says the MTA tends to learn lessons from deaths that it could just have learned from proactive research. We always say this. The MTA, they not proactive, they reactive, right? They don't care if we safe or not. They could go in front of the news, the media, all they want and say, hey, we care about our workforce. Safety is essential. And it's a lie. Action speaks louder than words. Let me ask you, as a transit worker, do you feel safe working? As a transit worker, do you feel safe working on this property? Guarantee you a lot of people gonna say no. A lot of people gonna say no. And talking about safety, now we go get into the conductor getting shot in the face with a BB gun on Monday. I had a train operator message me yesterday and said, Tremel, did you hear about the conductor who got shot in the face? And I was like, nah, I didn't hear about it. And I was surprised. I thought it was actually a joke or rumor. I won't say joke. I would have thought it was rumor that this happened. So I started to ask around. Nobody heard of it. The next thing I know, I got messages from two people with the STARS report. And for those who don't know, a STARS report is basically a report that RCC take down during the incident that gives a timeline of what happened, when this person arrived, when this person was transported, when this person was notified, and things of that nature, right? So I got the STARS report, and I couldn't believe what I was reading. I couldn't believe what I was reading, what I was seeing, and it made me very upset, right? It made me very upset. I haven't, as an adult, as a grown man, I haven't been disrespected until I started working for the MTA and putting on their uniform and working in this city. I can't even think of the times where I was disrespected until I started working for this city and putting on this uniform. And people feel free to disrespect MTA workers. Why? Because there's no repercussion for assaulting an MTA worker, right? So you had something as egregious as a MTA worker being shot in the face with a BB gun. There's no safety stand down. There's no emails. I get emails all day regarding COVID testing, regarding if there's inclement weather coming, regarding a whole bunch of MTA business. I get emails all day, every day. There was absolutely no alert or no notification of the type of assault that happened to one of our own. And I find that to be problematic. The MTA is responsible, and The union is responsible because nothing is stopping the union administration and RTO from putting out their own alert to say, hey, a conductor was seriously assaulted, shot in the face with a BB gun. Remain vigilant, stay alert, and if you see something suspicious, report it immediately. We didn't get not one thing, not one alert. And you want to know what? They probably was busy campaigning, trying to get your vote. This is probably the last thing that's on their mind. And this is what I mean with them. And I'm willing to talk about it with them online too in real time about their failures, their accomplishments. Not really, no accomplishments, no real accomplishments, but the things that plague transit workers a lot is discipline. Don't let them fool you and tell you that discipline is at is low. It's not low in RTO. It is not low. Workers comp is at an all-time high in RTO, and management have stepped up their enforcement and not paying members, right? So they didn't fix that issue. And we all know that they didn't fix the assault issue. They didn't fix the assault issue. So you mean to tell me that they couldn't find the time to address this serious matter? We're not talking about, and it's crazy, we normalize a lot of the assaults here. We normalize getting spit on, which is crazy, right? Oh, you got spit on, oh, it's not no big deal. Like, this is how they treat it. We normalize the physical assaults. Oh, it's a part of the job. How can you normalize getting shot in the face with a BB gun? Why wasn't there any reports on this? Once again, no alerts, no stay vigilant messages, no anything. Media blackout, nothing from the MTA, nothing from our own union. And this makes me so upset because I spoke to the president of New York City Transit last month, and he said, Tramel, when you coming back to work? You think I want to come back to work with the chance of being shot in the face and you guys is not even trying to alert us as to what's going on? You think I want to work in an environment like that? I've been running the streets for 20-something years. I can understand, getting shot at out there, but coming to work and being shot in the face with a BB gun? Nah, I'm not accepting of that. I'm not going to normalize that, and you shouldn't either. And another thing we shouldn't normalize is our union leadership not doing anything about these issues. Where's Eric Logel at? You heard anything from him regarding this issue? You see anything on the union website regarding this issue? No, you don't. No, you don't. And the thing that makes me so upset with Eric is that we had a plan. We really had a plan to change RTO around, and he abandoned ship first week out. First week out, he abandoned ship. And we need change. I'm not saying that Eric wouldn't be valuable in another role, but he's not valuable as being vice president of RTO. No, he probably will be valuable being vice chair. Being an E-board member. Maybe that's where his value lies, but being valuable as far as a RTO vice president, nah, not at all. Not at all. And we got to roll that back. We got to take that back, because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous now. This is ridiculous. There's so much foolery going on with our union that this is how I feel. I mean, what is this union administration really fighting for us? What is this union administration really fighting for regarding us members? Yes, you do have pockets of people who do the right thing. You do have pockets of people who do right? But But as a culture, as a union culture, is this culture beneficial to the membership? Are they doing the right things by you? Do you feel safe when you come to work? Do you feel like you're making enough money for the amount of stuff that we deal with every day? Do you think that your health benefits need to be where they at right now? With all these co-pays that we have to pay for emergency rooms and all this other stuff, do you feel like your union is doing their job? Mainly this administration. Do you feel like this administration is doing their job? I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way. And they may feel like I'm attacking them and you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Nah, it's really tough love. I really want to, you know, it's so crazy. They act like I don't want to be a part of a strong, militant, radical, 10 toes down, unapologetic union. I am desperate to be a part of that type of atmosphere. I am desperate to be a part of a union that's about kicking management's behind. I am desperate to be a part of a union who put the members first and not management or these politicians. I am desperate to have a union president who will lead the way and show us the way. I am desperate to have a union that will educate us and leave no man behind, no weak links. I am desperate to have a union that the people in management fear. We don't have that. We don't have that. And they act like I don't want that. They act like you don't want that. You can't even critique them. You critique them, what happened? They attacking you. If you want to run against them, they making moves against you. You speak out against them, they sicken management on you. They always talk about these democratic ways and everything is fair. No, this is a dictatorship that they trying to run. And you know what's so crazy? When you're dealing with dictatorships, and we talking about historically, at least the leaders of those dictatorships, they weren't cowards. We have a bunch of cowards wannabe dictators. And the only reason they getting away with this is because we don't hold their feet to the fire. We do not hold them accountable. They are far from dictators. They just the go along, get along gang. That's all they are. And our conditions, our work conditions make me so upset because I don't know not one transit worker that come to work to be stabbed, to be spit on, to be shot in the face with a BB gun. Hell, if we wanted to be shot at, we would have became police officers. Right? If I wanted to be shot at, I would have went to Iraq somewhere. I would have joined NYPD. There's no way we come to work to deal with these type of issues. There's no way. There's no way. And we let them get away with this. When the last time you guys seen Utano address the union regarding safety issues on the job, regarding health issues on the job? When the last time you seen him come talk to members regarding that? They do the same thing that the MTA do. Oh, you know, we got to sit down with NYPD. We got to do this. No, you are the union president. You are the vice president of your department. One thing that we're not going to negotiate is worker safety. Worker safety is non-negotiable. It's either you provide the safety that we need or we're not working. It's as simple as that. Non-negotiable. We're not going to negotiate safety because you can't put a price on either one of our lives. It's non-negotiable. We're not going to negotiate that. But they feel like our lives are negotiable. They feel that, you know what? You heard what Utano said. I don't even allow my kids to ride the subways. I just put them in the Uber with our union money, with our dues money. He's using our dues money to fund a safe travel throughout the city for his kids. And I'm not mad at him. But what I am mad at is that it's not good enough for his kids to ride the subway, but it's good enough for the members he represents to work in it. We talking about his kids riding the subway for no longer than 2 hours. But we got to sit here and work in it for 8 hours. You're supposed to take care of your family. You're supposed to make sure that your kids is good. But Utano, you are not a transit worker. You are the leader of a union. If it's not safe for your children, it is not safe for the workers of New York City Transit, and it's not safe for the riders who use this public transportation. And this is the thing that they try to do here, right? So they trying to get the riders back to the subway, and I get it. I'm not mad at that. We want the riders to come back too. But they don't want to promote all this negativity that's happening in the subway system because it would deter riders from taking or using the system. This is why they don't want to put out the real true stories of what's happening to us transit workers out there. They act like we don't want the riders to come back. We want the riders to come back. But you having the riders come back under a smokescreen. Oh, it's safe. It's safe. The crime is down. No, the crime isn't down. You guys are not reporting it. And guess what? Once again, our union leadership is complicit in this. They are being very compliant. Silence is compliance. Why are they so quiet regarding the assault that happened Monday with the conductor being shot in the face? And then I'm seeing reports that he was bleeding so much that he had to change his shirt. Man. These people is crazy. These people is crazy, man. These people is crazy. And I can't even imagine how he feel. You know, I'm having a tough time. I was spit on. I'm having a tough time. I can't imagine being shot in the face or stabbed or any kind of assault. All of it is wrong. I'm not even trying to rationalize which one was greater. All of it is wrong. And it's not acceptable. And as transit workers, as riders, we should not accept that. So we must make changes. We must make changes. There's no way possible that this union administration has yet to say anything about the assault on the conductor. And I keep telling you guys, Utano don't care about subway workers. Utano don't care about bus operators. And you could tell because the VPs don't care. They don't care. They are standing down. There's no unity in this union. It's the go along, get along gang against everyone else. That's all. And if you're a yes man or yes woman, they're going to embrace you. But if you have a different opinion from them, oh no, you're going to be their worst enemy. You're going to be their worst enemy. And like I said, this stuff makes me so upset, man. So upset. Angry. Because we deserve better. And we have the opportunity to get better if we make some changes this election. And we must make some changes this election. And like I said, I'm out of the running for now. But I'm going to spend the next 3 years organizing and mobilizing. Not only New York City Transit, but New York City as a whole. I've been speaking to a lot of people behind the scenes. It's going to be an issue in 3 years. It's going to be an issue in 3 years. But yeah. Oh man. I don't even know why or how we continue to be silent on these issues. You know, it makes no sense. I mean, it's lie after lie after lie. Senator Schumer lying. We haven't got hazard pay. They said hazard pay was going to be in the next big transportation bill. The infrastructure bill is here. The MTA got $14 billion, mostly all of the money that they asked for. Still no hazard pay. The union lying about inflation and we getting raises above inflation. That is a lie. The inflation rate is up 4.3% right now. All of our contracts in the years is no greater than 3%. We are so far behind in wages. We are so far behind in healthcare. We are so far behind in quality of life. We are so far behind in quality leadership when it comes to handling the business of transit workers regarding our union. We are so far behind. But here we go, trotting around like it's business as usual. People don't care. But there's more people waking up, caring, sharing out these videos. Look, I'll tell you this. I need you guys to start sharing out these lives. Sharing out the lives is being involved. Sitting next to your coworker in the crew room and say, hey, are you following Progressive Action TV? Is making sure that they stay in tune with the latest information. And like I said, I challenge any one of these reps on any given day, I don't care when, to dispute me on anything that I am saying wrong on this show or any other show I have done. I challenge them. I tell them if I'm so wrong, tell them to come to the pulpit. If I'm so wrong, tell them to come to the pulpit and challenge me. Make me wrong in front of my show. I challenge any one of the VPs. I challenge any one of the top fours. They gonna make excuse, oh, Tramel this, oh, don't listen to him. If I'm wrong, shut me down. Because if I had someone talking about me like I'm talking about them, I would happily go on a show and shut them down in front of their show that gets thousands of views and make them look bad and basically extinguish my whole fire. They can't do it because they can't debate me. I will expose them. And exposing them weakens them. Because to you guys, they want to look powerful. They want to look like the know-it-all of everything here. It's funny, like when these reps become union reps, they become experts in everything. They become experts in cars. They become experts in relationships. They become experts at cooking. Yo, it's crazy here. Meanwhile, they're not even experts in handling the members' business. And they so foolish. If I see someone coming up like me and I'm elected to a high position and they got the wrong information, I'm going to bring them in. I'm going to educate them. I'm going to school them, and I'm going to bring them on my team. That's what they made the mistake at with me. They were so corrupt that they automatically classified me as their enemy, and they didn't want to bring me in. Even though Chiarello, right before Utano got in office, they offered me a job in the communications department. And I take that as an insult. I use the internet as a tool. I am not a disc jockey. I am not a host. I am not a news anchor. I just use the internet as a tool. I handle a lot of business behind the scenes and on the front line. I am a front line worker. That's just like them saying, Michael Jordan in his prime, hey, look, I think you should do the broadcasting of the NBA games. Even though we know that you're the best NBA player in the sport, I think that you should be calling the games instead of playing in the game. That's how I take that. That's offensive to me. Oh, we gonna offer you a communications position. You can't offer me nothing. If I wanted to be a part of the go along, get along gang, I would have been with Utano and them already. But I would have been doing the members of a disservice, and I would have been doing myself a disservice. And I'm not going to do that. I can't be bought. If I ever decide to work with them, you best to believe that it's on my terms, not theirs. They don't have no terms. It's either they're going to do it the right way and put the members first, or they're not going to do it at all. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. My nose doing a lot of itching today. Yeah, but look, I'm gonna be doing more lives on. Let me put this on the screen. On Instagram, you know, our Instagram is Progressive Action. I need you guys to definitely follow the Instagram because I'm gonna start going live strictly from Instagram. I'm getting my Instagram numbers up, and that's gonna be a rally point also. So definitely follow the Instagram and the Twitter. Let me put the Twitter up there. The Twitter is Progressive Act. So I definitely need you guys to follow that. And you guys got to continue to donate to the platform. The Cash App is Progressive Action 100. If you look into the link of the video on Facebook, you will see the Patreon. Become a monthly subscriber so you won't forget. It's only $25 a month. Become a monthly subscriber. Use the Cash App. Use the PayPal. Donate to the platform. I got something new and exciting coming due to donations, which I will probably launch Friday or Saturday. And I'm going to be doing it strictly on Instagram. So I'm going to be bringing the live shows to Instagram, speaking to people all across the city. It's going to be a different platform. It's going to be dope. But I definitely need you guys to support, share out the shows. Like, oh, this is another thing to help the algorithm because, you know, this show go have the word shot in it, even though I tried to spell it a little different. You guys need to like the videos. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, retweet it. If you're watching on Facebook, like this video, like it and share it. I shouldn't see nothing less than 200 shares on every one of these videos. Share out the video, put it on your personal page, put it in the group Progressive, put it wherever you could put this video at, put it. Because this information have to get out there. This information have to get out there. You must do your part. I'm not asking for much. $25 a month via Patreon. You could drop $25 inside the Cash App, 50. Sometimes people be nice and put 100. You got to do something. And you got to support the people who support you. And I'm going to leave it right there for today in this show. So check it out. Remember, share out this show. Donate to the platform. Each one teach one. You see someone in the crew office or your crew room, depot, locker room, make sure that they watching Progressive Action. Make sure they sharing out the video. And it's time to put each other on. This is Find Your Tribe season, like my boy Mo say. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.